Hi. Hi, it's Paul Sakis, Good News Broadcast. I'm here with Janna Taylor. Hi, how are you?
How are you? Nice to see you.
We're at the Women's Forum. We're at the PLAZA. And how'd you get involved with the Women's Forum? And I know they're honoring you, so I imagine you're involved somehow.
It was years ago when they asked me to go and talk to a group of women. They do breakfasts, and they have speakers come in periodically. So I went and spoke to them about a variety of issues, and they asked me to join the Women's Forum, which I was honored to do. It's a great organization.
Now, you've been in the financial markets, public and private sector, for a couple of days, right?
Years.
Okay. And so what brought you into that? What interested you enough to say, I want to go into finance? Let's go.
Actually, like all good things, I fell into it. It was not something that was planned. I had a part-time job while I was in business school. I was going to go into the healthcare industry, actually. And while I was at business school, I had a part-time job with Smith Barney. They offered me a job when I graduated, and I took it.
There you go. Last question. What's good news for you?
Oh gosh, good news is a beautiful day, a wonderful event, and educating women.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm here with Evelyn Lauder. Hi, how are you?
Wonderful day today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Women's Forum. What's your thoughts in that regard?
Well, the Women's Forum is an extremely prestigious group of very accomplished women, and to be selected as one of the awardees for the first Elly Award is quite an honor. And I hope that it starts a trend for the subsequent years to bring a lot of women to the event.
Your outreach with the breast cancer and your research organization, it's been going extremely well, hasn't it?
Yes. I started with Alexandra Penny the pink ribbon, which is now a ubiquitous symbol for breast health to remind women that they should do self-examination and that they should have mammographies if they're 40 at least once a year. Then I started the foundation, which is called the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and this year alone we're close to having raised $40 million. And by the end of next week, I think it's the end of June, that's the end of our fiscal year, we'll have a final figure. Altogether, we've raised well over 328, or maybe 30.
I think it's 330 now.
Now it's $330 million. It's like that graph that keeps moving up, and I have to keep watching that, the lady on the screen as the thermometer goes up.
And you have tremendous support. I know we did the Barry Manilow outreach that you did out in the Nassau Coliseum.
Wasn't that fun?
That was marvelous. And you have had such great support. What would you say to a young woman in, say, her 30s about the world of business?
That if she's really committed to the idea of what she wants to do and what she wants to become in whatever business she decides, she should not give up. She should work at it, she should keep at it, because it's a struggle for the first few years. Subsequent to that, it could fly off and really be a success. So she mustn't give up too quickly.
And what's good news for you? Last question. What's good news for Evelyn Lauder?
What's good news for Evelyn Lauder is that I have a wonderful husband. I've got wonderful children. I've got marvelous grandchildren. And among my husband, my two sons, and my daughter-in-law, they're all leaders, so I learn from them every day.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Paul Sakis, I'm here with Lisa Caputo. Hi, Lisa, how are you?
Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. You're giving away a prestigious award here at the Women's Forum.
I am. I'm just thrilled and honored to be giving an award to my good friend Janna Taylor, who has been my steadfast sister in arms for some time, and she's just this unique combination of a leader who is down to earth, selfless, no ego, but is focused and disciplined and gets the job done, all wrapped in a personal warmth and a lot of humility. And I think that that's just such an incredible combination in a leader. It's why she's so effective.
Now, you're, I believe, Executive Vice President of the Travelers Group. Is that close enough? I believe. And so, did you work with Janna?
I've worked with Janna during my tenure at Citigroup. I spent 11 years at Citigroup, and Janna is a board member of Citigroup. And then we also met, through mutual friends here in New York City.
What would you suggest to a woman who spent some time. She went to college, she got a master's degree in something. What would you suggest in the world of real business, the real stuff? What kind of attitude to maintain?
Oh, I think definitely have a solid work ethic, first and foremost. Second, make sure that you stay connected and build your own network of people. And I think it's important to know that women help women, and so build that personal and professional network. And third, always have a sense of self. In other words, pursue your dream. Don't get deterred from pursuing your dream, and do it with a gusto. But remember to use humor, use warmth, and think about those things as you go along the trail.
Are you living your dream?
Yes.
That's good news. And what is good news for you?
Good news for me is loving what I do, working with people I care about and respect, and learning from them, and trying to strike the right balance between personal and professional, meaning having the right family balance in my life so that I can spend time with my family, who is my priority.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, hi, this is Paul. I'm here with Janna Salak. Hi, Janice. How are you?
Good.
What brings you here?
I'm president of the Women's Forum of New York, and I'm co-CEO of an executive search firm. The Women's Forum is something I joined about 12 years ago and took over the presidency a year ago.
Okay, give us the rundown. What is the Women's Forum?
So the Women's Forum was started in 1974 by Eleanor Guggenheimer, and it's about the advancement of women. It's all preeminent women, very distinguished in their careers across all sectors. So it's not just in corporate, but it's in sciences and the arts and education and across all sectors. And we have about 425 members, and it's really for the advancement of women. But this is a community. We invite women to join, but as a responsibility is to advance the other women.
I interviewed Eleanor.
You did?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps just the thought of it.
She was, there were no women to support other women. She was one of four. And she said, we need to get preeminent women distinguished in their careers to really advance other women. It was all an old boys network. She saw that. We still see that it hasn't totally changed. We need to make some inroads further, but we're getting there. And I think when you have a group of 425 highly accomplished women who are motivated to help in the advancement of women who are over 35 who have no education, giving them a scholarship to go back to school and to really advance this community, we will make the needle move.
Well, we cover a lot of women's stories. Actually, my mother's, I feel, was a women's liberator.
Oh.
She had a master's degree. She didn't get married to her 30s.
Right.
And I think she taught me that a woman could be a professional and a mom at the same time. And women just got to vote a few weeks ago. And why do you think the society has not allowed women to have equality?
I think that from a business standpoint, it has not yet been fully appreciated and recognized, even though the studies show that with more women, McKinsey studies, Catalyst studies, Deloitte studies, show that with more women in the boardroom and more women in the C-suite, greater financial performance with significant percentage increases, significant. So I think the businesses need to look to say, with greater gender diversity, business performance improves. Therefore, it should be a strategic business imperative. And I've coined a term, ROD, return on diversity. So that's one of the measurements that CEOs have to do in their companies to say, what are we doing? Why are we omitting women and minorities? They're our consumers, they're our buyers. And why don't we want to have more diverse thinking at the boardroom table?
Decision makers.
Decision makers have to include others who are their buyers in the marketplace.
And the women are decision makers in most houses.
Women make 85% of the purchasing decisions, and they control globally over $20 trillion in those purchasing decisions. So it's not insignificant. But more than anything, it's about having more diverse thinking around the table, okay? And I think that is where women will make the inroads for companies.
That's good news. Last question, what's good news for you?
Good news for me is being president of the Women's Forum and doing my executive search for work to help move the needle for women. I've written a book on that too, about what every successful woman knows. So I'm really very passionate about women being included in that decision making, and that's what's in the future for me too.
That's great. And we'll be happy to interview you about that when the time is helpful for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.